Hi, my name is Josh. I'm short, I weigh 130 pounds when I'm soaking wet, I'm flat broke, I suck at sports, but when it comes to women, I'm a complete badass. And here's why. I learned the things to say, the way to act, and the right timing for everything I do that makes women uncontrollably gravitate toward me. In this video, I'm going to show you a technique to give you the same ability to be a complete badass with women. The kind of badass that women actually approach in bars. The kind of badass that gets a smile every time he talks to a girl. The kind of badass that the hot chicks wink at when their boyfriend's backs are turned. Even if you're not rich, tall, muscular, or good at sports. It sound impossible? Well, let me prove it. This is me on the Today Show. That was a pretty fun show for me. I had a good time there on this one. They interviewed me because I landed a show on Sirius XM radio teaching guys how to be the badass that gets the girl every time. This is me on that radio show. This is me in a piece that aired on Current TV. This actual piece here became the #1 rated show on Current TV, which was really cool for me, I think, at the time. Why are so many people interested in interviewing me? Well, it's because I have a system that I followed that turned me from a normal, sort of lovable loser into a complete badass with women. Nobody was interested in talking to this guy. I was a hopeless case with women. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Women would tell me I was cute, and then they would leave me for some jock that night that was walking around kind of being a dick. Actually, the only difference between this guy and this guy is that I've obviously lost some hair since then. And that this guy, the guy that women actually approach in a crowded bar, knows the secrets to not just being good with women, but the skills to be a complete badass with women. But what is a badass? Well, imagine this. You walk up to a crowded bar with a line down the street to get in. You walk right past the line, and the bouncer looks up and he sees you and says, "Hey man, come right in." You walk in and you hear the dudes in line complaining as you go in. As soon as you walk in the door, the cocktail waitresses all walk up to you and say hello. They beg you to sit in their section and drink. And hey, you wouldn't want to disappoint them. On your way to sit down, the DJ smiles and gives you a high five. The done-up, sexy bartender chicks are all waving. Every single woman in the club is now staring at you and thinking, who is that guy? Believe it or not, this doesn't happen by chance. Badasses are just treated like this because they know exactly what to say to make all women want them and all men want to be them. But being a badass isn't something you're born with. Being a badass with women is a learned skill. I learned it, and you're going to learn it too. Let me teach you a powerful little technique that will give you instant success with women and will have your friends begging you to teach them too. You might have noticed that some women, especially the really hot ones, seem kind of demanding when you talk to them. They say things like, "Are you going to buy me a drink?" and "Wait here while I go to the bathroom." It's almost like they expect you to do whatever they say. Well, the truth is that they don't actually expect you to do these things. In fact, they're hoping that you don't do them. These are tests. Women throw out all sorts of tests that 95% of men never even notice. And guess who ends up going home with the hottest women in the clubs? That top 5% of men who can recognize all of the little tests that women throw at them. But why do women test? The truth is that they actually need to. Women gauge whether or not you're an attractive guy not by your looks, or your clothes, or your wallet, but by your ability to prove to them that you are absolutely used to hot women hitting on you. So they throw out these little tests to see whether or not you're the real deal. Or if you're faking it to try to trick them into hooking up with you. And take it from me, they're damn good at telling whether or not you're faking it. Well, here's something that you can say that will completely flip her test on its head and get her trying to impress you instead. You'll see the difference immediately after you do this. It's called adding your terms. Women are basically asking you to do these little things for them to see if they can get you to do anything they want. If you do whatever they say, they'll keep on asking you to do things for them. And before you know it, you're doing everything that she says, and she's referring to you as her ATM when you're not around. Ouch. So instead of jumping at the chance to buy them a drink so you can spend 12 minutes sitting next to them while they pretend to pay attention to you at the bar, when she asks you to buy her a drink, say, "You know what? I'll play a game with you, and if you win, I'll buy you a drink, and if you lose, you have to buy me a drink instead. Sound good?" She'll be intrigued, I promise, and when she says yes, say this. "Okay, I'm going to say 3 words to you, and all I want you to do is repeat each word back to me exactly as I say it. If you say all 3 words right, I'll buy you a drink, but if not, you have to buy me one." Some people who don't speak English as a first language have a harder time with this one. Just say, "Okay," then say this. "Okay, starting now. Rhinoceros." She'll repeat the word perfectly, of course. Next. Hippopotamus. She'll repeat the word perfectly again, but this time, as she's repeating the word, you shake your head and say, "Wrong." If you did it right, she'll say something like, "What? No way, I said it right. What do you mean I said it wrong? How are you supposed to say it?" Then say, "No, the 3rd word was wrong. I'll take a Guinness," and smile. Now, if you lose here and they get the 3rd word right, then you can buy them a drink. The reason why is because you already have the upper hand as soon as they agree to play the game. Let me explain. What you're doing is you're turning the tables on them. They were originally trying to get you to do something for them. They wanted to see if you would buy them something just because they asked for it. Guys who are used to being hit on by very attractive women don't just run to a bar to get them a drink. They automatically ask, "Well, why should I buy you a drink? I mean, what makes you so special?" So by not jumping at the opportunity to buy them whatever they want, you're showing them that you're used to talking to women that are as attractive as, or maybe even more attractive than, they are. And when you ask them to play the game with you, you're actually getting them to jump through your hoops to do what you want them to do. You'll win this game 8 out of 10 times too, and you'll get a free drink and a phone number out of it. But these kind of tests are just one of the many tests that women will throw at you. And to make things more complicated, you'll have to know whether or not you're in the stage of attraction, rapport, or seduction, and you'll have to know exactly how to touch her, and you'll need to know how to use your body language to show her you're a confident and powerful guy. And if you know how to do all these things, you'll be the one that ends up hanging out with her later. I learned all these things piece by piece, and I put them together in The Tao of Badass. The Tao of Badass is a downloadable book that has every single thing I've learned that has significantly skyrocketed my success with women, and everything I've taught to thousands of students in the field that made attraction all click once they saw it working. Here's some of the things you're going to learn.